Hello, people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I thought I would just do the one video, but I felt like, let's just do this video. This topic was on my mind since yesterday. Time is around 4. I will go out for morning walk around 4:15. So I thought, like, let's have a small video and I'll upload this. Then I'll go for the morning walk. So my scent of the morning is this one. Lolita Lempica Green Lover or Lempica Green Lover. Very beautiful lemon, candied lemon, vanilla sort of fragrance. You can say a summer take or lemony take on Nishane's Ani or Annie. So I have done a Beast Mode 10 summer fragrance list just now. You can watch that if you like those kind of content, but no individual review just yet. I haven't bought a new fragrance for the new month. So today marks the 1st of June, new month of 2025, and we are heading towards the second Eid. As Muslims, we observe Eid. So Eid is on 7th of June, and I think from day after tomorrow, officially the public holidays will start, and then I hope the city gets a little bit empty, and I just would love to just roam around the city and then enjoy going to places because the city is full of jam. Like after the last government's fall or caretaker government. Now this time, like it's kind of like chaotic. It's not the fault of government. It's a problem with the people. So there are lots of like slow moving vehicles, tuk-tuks and all that, like battery ones, and they have taken over the whole country, especially the Dhaka city. So it's very annoying. A lot of accidents. A lot of people are facing casualties in their vehicle, in their private life and all that, like personal life. So it's kind of hectic. So I really enjoy. Maybe there's going to be 10 days of holidays, bad for business but good for peace of mind. So the topic that I have on mind is about fragrances. Okay, I have covered this perhaps at least 10 times before, and I feel this is like a CSR, corporate social responsibility. I think that's the word. Just for people who follow me and people who sometimes feel like they are being trapped or being lied to, or they are falling into that whole, what's the word, like hype, like not the hype, there's a word I'm trying to remember. They're falling, like it's like a pitfall for them. So I would like to say a few words. So as you can see from title, the fragrance mistakes, mostly the newbies or the new people, new fragrance enthusiasts make. And if you are even old, sometimes you are guilty of these, because I'm not out of this, right? Sometimes I speak so wise, but I make the same little mistakes all the time. Sometimes I talk about how much temptation I hold, and I just make some I'm not going to buy anything this month, but I go and do it. Sometimes I do feel like I tell myself I'm not going to do this same mistake, and I yet do it. Sometimes we are love fools, so fragrances are love. So let's get into the topic. The topic, I would like to start with this point, that first mistake that people make is hype. Okay, and hype is not a bad thing. I said it before. Hype is a thing that it gets you all hyped up. You watch a video, you see your favorite reviewer, and perhaps they dress well, they move well, they're charismatic, they are very entertaining, and you go like, yeah man, when they present new perfume, they hype it up so much, and you don't know. From your side, you're innocent, you are kind of like, you have no clue. You are thinking, hey man, there's a new fragrance he's talking about, it must be really great. Let's say your favorite reviewer said this is something like a sexy compliment, get a 10 of 10, be small, blah blah. You hear these words, immediately you get hyped up. I need this, and you pre-order this from your seller, that your local seller will bring it, even for a lot of money. You just blind buy it. But unfortunately, not all the fragrances are up to your expectations, because people's tastes are different. This is a very like, it varies from people to people, it's subjective, right? So when you see your, let's say you did like this 2-3 blind buys, or you trusted your recommendations from your favorite reviewers, and it doesn't match, and they said it's unique, but you see it's like the same old Aventus, then you'll be like, are they lying to me? And you'll start having doubts, and you'll be like, like, these people are so good, why would they do that, right? So you obviously hate liars. I hate liars. I cannot stand them. So from my side of the work, I try to keep it like, whatever is I can tell honestly. I do these videos. If I don't feel a fragrance is good, I don't buy it. So the hype sometimes can be dangerous. So this first mistake, try to avoid. This is how. Okay, I personally never blind buy fragrances that much anymore, unless I know, I have some idea it's a flanker or how it's gonna be, and I know this is my type. Otherwise, I don't buy. Okay, I go test a perfume, if possible, buy a decant or a sample. If there's no you know, like options possible. I never pay retail, but I did again last month. I did, and a few fragrances, and I regretted them. But I'll tell you, do not fall for hype. Always test the fragrance on your skin, walk around, and then you decide like I like this or not. If you get a decant or sample, you get to spend more time with it. Time will tell you. Your skin will tell you. Your nose will tell you. Your brain will tell you like, no man, I don't want to, go ahead. Then in that way you can actually, let's say out of 10 you can buy 6 and not buy the 4 that could be redundant or not as great. Second mistake, avoid, that is buying bottles. Someone told me this long time back when I'm not gonna say noob, I'm still a noob, I still learn, I still just am not an expert, but I would tell you, when it was early days, one guy told me like, what's about designers that really angers me? I said, what? He said, they're all essentially the same fragrance in different bottles. Let's say Valentino, Dior, Jean Paul, everything. The all of them in the end of the day smell the same. Especially if you went through some niche, some indie, and some natural others and oils. They are very different and unique, right? The niche, especially, or indie. Let's say something like City on Fire, right? Memoirs of a Trespasser. This kind of fragrances from the imaginary authors. These kind of houses, Francesca Bianchi, when you smell them, they don't smell anything like any of the designers. They're not trying to dupe or anything. Their fragrances are complex. They tell a story. So once you go to that world, most of the designers will smell the same. Tonka, clubbing, same old Savage or Bad Boy, La Nuit de l'Homme, this kind of DNA. So do not fall for bottles. Moment you see, I am like that because I'm a reviewer content creator. Sometimes I buy bottles to make videos, but I actually make that as an excuse. I want to buy those bottles, okay? Because let's say Toy Boy, interesting, Bear, Bad Boy, Cobalt, nice little, the Thunderbolt, whatever. And then fragrance bottles like this. This is now discontinued, like Angel Muse. I got these fragrances mostly for the bottles, but some of the fragrances turn out really good. So avoid buying bottles. Sometimes the bottles are boring, but the fragrances can be really, really interesting. Let's say something has a note of sangria. You can definitely enjoy that. I recently tried it. I forgot the house name, but that was nice, right? So yeah, second mistake, don't make buying fragrance for the bottles and showpiece. If you don't use your fragrances and keep it in the shelf, it's a noob mistake. Most of the time people end up buying thousands of perfumes and they realize they actually made a horrible mistake. Now they cannot even sell them, right? Third mistake I would say don't do is don't buy fragrances based on top notes, like initial spray. You spray, and many people, they pretend like they, because they have the money, and I don't want to criticize them or like, let's say, not criticize, I would say, I don't want to say negative things about them, like they don't know. They have huge collection. I've seen people in Bangladesh, some of them very rich. They do have rich collection. They have like Louis Vuittons, they buy a lot of fragrances, but based on hype, like the first point. But on most part, when they buy the fragrance, they test like this. One spray, oh, I like it, I'll take it, so nice. This is a rookie mistake, because fragrance's top note usually is the least lasting, okay? Mostly gonna survive with the mid notes and the base notes, right? So if you don't like those, let's say the opening is very beautiful, but the dry down is animalic and it's funky rose or barnyard sort of smell, it's like a dead animal, that you cannot live with, you cannot wear in the weather condition. It's a sign, that fragrance is not for you. Because no matter how much you tell people like, hey man, this is a fragrance you must try, you try to get other people trapped too, because you bought it, you think like, hey, let me get some other people some casualties. But based on the top note, never buy a fragrance, okay? So keep that in mind. Spray the perfume on the paper or skin, preferably on the skin, and then walk around, wait for 1 hour, have a conversation, have some tea, then come back and see how much you like it. Within 1 hour you'll get some idea, okay? The next one I would like to say, rookie mistake or mistake that don't do, is try to show off with people, like try to get people's how to say, validation. What I mean, like in community, when you go to a shop or go to a meetup, some people have huge collection and they will try to always tell you like they are your father or something, they are your elder brothers, like, bro, take it, like if you don't have it, man, you don't have tyranny, you don't have like a lot of people try to do this to me, but I actually don't care for it. Like they would say, brother, get Armand Jane, what you're doing with all the designers and Arabian perfumes, get that. And I tell them straight, man, I don't have the money for it, I don't want to buy it, it's not practical for me, and it's not my type, it's not the country that it's suitable for, right? So just to please people, just to post every day, that pressure, like peer pressure, like, hey, he has it, I have to have that to get the respect from the community. You'll get respect for one day, at least like one day, and then maybe 2 to 3 days when you post, people, oh man, such great taste in perfumes, but they don't actually care. And then you'll see that you're not wearing it, you don't like it. So what's the point getting people's validation? So don't try to impress people with your huge brand names and everything. When people see that most of your bottles are full, they know that you are a noob, you are a newbie, and you don't understand perfumes. You're just buying it because of hype, and also like the brand, the bottles, and just to wow people. But it's not the point, if you're wearing a perfume, you don't enjoy it, man, there's nothing worse than owning it. Okay. So another rookie mistake I would say is that buying everything from the line. Okay, like everything means every single thing. When you buy a fragrance, you'll be like, I want, like, I do this because I am a collector, sometimes I'm a reviewer, sorry, I'm a reviewer, sometimes I'm a collector. Sometimes, let's say, I feel I did the bad boy, six of them, why not the seventh one? I know many girls buy the good girl shoes, man. This is the biggest scam, I think, I would say, because same shoe, different color, just a tweak here and there. They have now what, 100 good girls now since 2016. That is awful. And many flankers like these are repetitive. They're cash grabs, and also just brainless releases. They think like, oh, previous one worked, this one should work. No need to put some let's say research or development, no need to test. Just within 3 months you release three flankers, right? So this happening, like you have seen it, sometimes they're really really bad. So I would say, if you buy everything, not everything is going to be up to your taste. Let's say Invictus Aqua, Invictus Elixir, Invictus Legend, right? The whole line, 1 million whole line. How many you can say you love them all? Honestly, no, not everything's going to work for you. I got them because I am a fool, right? But honestly speaking, from 1 million line, I really wear mostly 1 million Lucky, 1 million Privé, the OG, and sometimes the Intense or the Absolutely Gold. Some of the other ones, like I had, I let them go. Oh, Elixir is good too. Well, okay, the most of them are good, okay. But you don't need all of them. So if you're not using all of them, why buy all of them just to look at your shelf like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Oh, 102nd, I have them all. That is such a silly thing, because it's going to take up so much space. You'll never get your wear. And some of you will say, man, if I don't wear, what's wrong with it? Sometimes we just like to keep it as a collector. Not a good idea, bro. Not today, not tomorrow, perhaps 1 year later. You realize, you just go to your room and you just open the door, like, and the door will have this squeaky noise. Those that sound like a fart, but like those horror films, that door opens and you go down the tunnel, it's like all dark, and there is like some sort of spirit there. So you look at your collection and they're all collecting dust, they have sometimes spider webs. Then you feel the biggest regret, man. Then you one day lose interest, you be like, man, what have I done? Okay, so don't buy everything. Okay, and then I'll finish with one point. There are so many mistakes you can do, but this is a mistake I would say do not do. That is, buy retail. I understand that many people don't have issue with money. Many people are like, they're well off, they have no issue, they go to the uh, duty free, they are just insanely rich, they just pick up, oh, Louis Vuitton, give me all of them, they go buy, no problem, they are extremely rich. But if you are not that rich, even if you're rich, but you got to realize, man, you can actually wait for a couple of months, a test will pop, price will drop, they will hit discounters. And let's say, I know many people, they do decanting and stuff, what they do is they buy at first, like me. Sometimes I do review, I want to have the pride, like I want to review the first time, in the YouTube. That's why I get it, but it's a silly mistake. But let me give you my example. When I have a decant page, right, when I give the prices, let's say this price based on the retail price, after maybe 1 month or so, the fragrance already hit the discounters, or the tester is here, so the price is now $30 cheap, and then people buy it and then put it for decanting. That's going to be like half my prices, and people are like, why is your price so expensive? They don't actually respect the fact that I actually covered it for the very first time. People got to know about it, that's why they bought it. And I will get the face the losses even if I sell the bottle, imagine, like later as a partial, it will be definitely running some losses. So these things, few things, make sure you do not fall for. You can, I'm not saying that you're going to save so much money, because if you're in the game, you're already screwed. You are already in that addiction that, without buying a fragrance you don't feel good. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I have money in my pocket, I just receive my payment, from YouTube or so, and then I'm so happy. Then I'm like, something is bothering me. I'm like, I have to go burn some money. Like, burn means I have to spend If I don't spend, I don't feel good. So you become a shopaholic. You go and then, buy some clothing, buy some watches and stuff, and then you go eat so much, and then you get some fragrance. You'll be like, yeah, half of my bank account is gone, and I feel so good. And then end of the month, you realize you don't feel so good because then you are going with like the barely like last $300. Like how I'm gonna survive the last 10 days, right? So the worry hits you, right? So yeah, I'm just saying, fragrance game could be very addictive, but if you have a little bit of grip on your purchase, and you see, consider all these points that I told you, you don't have to compete and run against everybody. This is not a contest. You're not going to win anything. It's not like you're going to get like, if back in the days I would say Claudia Schiffer or someone like, you win, or I don't know, Angelina Jolie, my favorite actress. You're not going to win anybody. You're just going to end up spending a lot of money, and then people forget in 2 days. Then you have to buy more. You have to buy more and more, right? So enjoy the game. Use the fragrance. I have many fragrances like this one. I decanted half of it. I used half of it, right? So I have good memories. If someone asks me what does it smell like, I can tell. Most of the people I know in community, they were like, yeah, I used it. It's just as amber. And then I like, isn't it freshy? Like people cannot really remember because they don't really have any memories created with it. So fragrances hold strong powers. I smell a perfume, it can transport me back in the past. Like I had this friend of mine who used this perfume during the university, and I miss this guy. Or let's say one of my exes, she used to wear, let's say, Tory Burch, and I smell the perfume. I'm like, it takes me back, like this was her signature scent. So I miss her. So what I'm saying is that fragrance have power. They create memories, and it's so much more than just a bottle or a brand or the liquid. It's like the way they make you feel like, this is magical. I have so many memories of so many perfumes, right? La Nuit de l'Homme, Ultra Male, CK Reveal, Daniel's Icon, Sauvage. I tell all these stories. Dior Intense, I have 1,000 stories to tell. So make sure you make memories with the perfume. If it's not your type, if you made a mistake, let it go. If it's sitting in your collection idle, even a little bit of loss, let it go and buy something that you really can use or enjoy. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. And hopefully this talk will help some of you, especially who are enjoying the game as new members. Take care, guys. Let me go enjoy my walk. And yeah, after shower walking, yeah, this is reverse process. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh.